It's a good day. It's a good thing. It's just absolutely the most wonderful moment when you know that you've come to the right place. Thank you so much for stopping by Etsy Shenanigans. Today we're going to be recapping the earnings call, the transcript, but focusing on the questions and the answers best I can. What you see now on deck is the transcript. I threw it over to Medium. I'm going to be just going on a whim here that our audio is all good, so it might not be the longest video, just so that we can make sure that we're getting these audio levels corrected. I don't know precisely what the issues are, unfortunately. I hope that I'm seeing that I'm getting dBs. I see that my little thing is moving, and I'm not falling too far back and down. I'm negative 0.5 dB right now. So let us just, not take it too far so that you cannot hear. We're going to start off, first of all, just right into the questions. Now, there are a lot of ums and yes and ahs and all of that, and I have not pre-read this, so it's going to be probably a little on the sloppy side, but we will get through some of it. So the first question was, understanding that we're sort of in a tough environment right now for consumer spending, I just wanted to ask you about the competitive environment. Sort of, it seems like the Chinese sort of competitors started becoming a little bit more aggressive around Q2 of last year. So as we start lapping, do you anticipate maybe a more favorable, maybe a little bit more stable competitive backdrop? Is that becoming less of a headwind as we move through the second half of the year? If possible, I believe this is the answer. If possible, I think what we've been saying all along is that we think that the Chinese competitors are more of a symptom than a root cause. I think what we're observing again and again, both at Etsy and what we read in the commentary from so many others in our space, is that consumers feel really pressured in spite of what we're seeing about a generally healthy economy. Consumers feel really pressured, and so they are seeking value in deep discounts and deep promotions. And so, yes, the Chinese competitors are offering that. But Amazon and Walmart are too. And looks like the people are driving most of the growth in e-commerce are people that are able to offer everyday essentials at very low prices. And there's probably some trip consolidation that's happening there too. While you go into Walmart to buy your groceries at a cheaper price, you may pick up some other items while you're there. So I think that the Chinese competitors are a competitive headwind, no doubt. They've been a headwind to us and to everyone else in e-commerce. And it would be great to see them not investing so aggressively in marketing. But, I think the root cause of consumers feeling a ton of pressure and therefore seeking deep discounts will remain, regardless of what the Chinese players do do our focus in that. Is not to chase them to the bottom. It is not to try to be the very cheapest place to buy things. It's to make Etsy more Etsy. It's to lean into what makes Etsy different and special. And we talked a lot about that on the call. I'm incredibly excited about all the initiatives we have going to really elevate the very best of Etsy and suppress the things that are not the best of Etsy and make the aisles easier to shop, so people can see the wonderful products that we have on offer. And the more that they find really, really cheap and really disposable things, I think the more they will crave an alternative to that. And we're bound and determined to use this moment to get even stronger as that alternative. The analyst says thank you, and then he has a follow-up question. I just wanted to ask you about your kind of product roadmap. Is there any sort of additional color you can share with regards to the expected sort of structure and timing of your loyalty program? And then sort of which cohort of customers do you think sort of this loyalty program will have the most sort of tangible impact on? Driving sort of increased frequency is it one-time bearers kind of turning into repeat buyers, or sort of maybe repeat buyers turning into habits? Yeah, that's a great question. The team is making really good progress. I don't have any specifics to announce, but we are on track to launch in beta form in the second half of the year, and the focus is going to be on occasional shoppers. And how do we take people that shop on Etsy occasionally and turn those people into more loyal buyers? Thank you. Thanks so much for the call. Your question comes from Laura. Please unmute your microphone. She says, I think we're working now. So the question is about the implication that GMS improves as you move through the year. I know that's not what you're saying for quarter two, but upon what kind of macro change is that predicted, if any? So I'm very excited about the initiatives the team is working on this year. I think the things that we've talked about with gifting getting even more known as the place for gifting the things we've talked about, with quality really leaning into the differentiation of Etsy. There's a lot of really good work going, and that work stacks. So it is our current expectation that's more likely not we would grow in the second half of the year as a result of that headwinds, to that would be if the consumer discretionary environment gets even more challenged. We'll go ahead and stop there. Thank you very much for listening. We're going to do some mic level checks and so forth and so on, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye now.